Sir.
And I know you know people or either got family in LA.
Yeah, they was rocking curls till the early 90s, like 92 or 93.
Not easily. And then what did they do after that? Went perm.
Yep. They permed it out.
Yeah, permed it out. They held on to it. They did not. It was there.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So
the girl was rocking though for a minute.
It wasn't no 6 weeks.
But then in the Midwest and even in the South, I think cats went to that texturizer box.
Yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie. I
had the texturizer box. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We call it the North County Kitchen Curl. That's what we used to call it, the North County Kitchen Curl.
So you know about putting that Vaseline around your line?
Yo, hey, that texturizer box was popping. Ladies was feeling that texturizer box in the 90s.
Hey, it's time to wash it out when you see it essing. Is it essing? Is it essing?
And if you ain't got no gel, and if it's drying up, you looking like you just got out of jail. Like,
I used to rock with that.
So what made you decided like, yo, comedy is my thing. Like, this is what I need to be doing.
I'm gonna be honest. I was fortunate enough, man, and don't judge my mama for this. I saw Raw as a kid.
Dude, I have the worst responsible parents I found out after I meet all of the other adults. Because I saw everything in theaters.
Well, I didn't see it in theaters, but
I saw Coming to America in theaters. I thought everybody did.
But here's the thing: my mom used to let us rent those movies.
That's what I'm saying. Me too. Like I didn't know that it was a parental thing. Like I would go to Blockbuster and just be like, "This is what I want," and she'd just rent it for me.
And so that's how it was. So I remember. Well, I'm gonna tell you the first comedy that I saw was Sinbad, Brain Damaged.
Ah, that's a classic.
And I remember we used to always talk about each other, man. Everybody call it different things everywhere, right? Jones, whatever, roast, whatever.
Dozens,
So that's all we used to do. And so, I was pretty funny at it. And I remember my cousin telling me, he was like, "Man, you funny like Sinbad." And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, "Yeah, right." And so it wasn't until I saw Raw, maybe like a year or two later, and I'm like, and I don't know if you remember that scene at the beginning where Lil Bud was like,
the monkey,
and he kicked him in the ding ding. Yeah. I love that doo-doo line. Samuel L. Jackson said that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what's funny was when I saw that, I was like, "Oh snap! This is like a thing. Like you could do this." Yeah. And then I started watching, man, like Robert Townsend, Partners in Crime.
People sleep. I've been watching those on YouTube, man. Like just going back, like watching some of those on YouTube, those Partners in Crime.
Yeah, and what's crazy is I did a show that was very similar to Partners in Crime. I was heavily inspired by that.
And, like one of my posters, if you see, man, is Shuffle.
Hey, I can recite that movie backwards and forward. Matter of fact, every single one of those films I can do. Every single one of them. But what around 7, 8, 9 was when I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. But I knew people, I knew that people would hate on you or try to discourage you and things like that. So I never told anybody outside of my family. So
really?
Yeah, so they knew. They always knew. They knew off top. Like,
so you knew before you went to college you wanted to do comedy.
I chose journalism because I knew I was going to work in radio.
And I needed a degree to at least back it up for me to be able to get the job to be funny.
Not even really to back it up. I'll put it to you like this. I don't know if you know this comedian. His name is Marcus Wiley. Marcus he used to be on the Yolanda Adams morning show.
Okay, yeah.
He used to do a lot of stuff with hits from the streets and stuff like that. Well, him and my brother grew up together. I've known Marcus all my life. Well, he was substituting my class my senior year of high school. And I remember he was going around asking everybody what they wanted to be. And so and I put thought into it. I kind of did, but didn't, And so he came to me and I said, this is the first time I was letting people know. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a comedian." And everybody started laughing. Ha, you ain't funny. Now they didn't already voted me most funny.
Right. But now they want to hate.
Yeah, now they want to hate it. So but it's the end of the senior year. So I'm like, cool, so I ain't care. So he was like, "Y'all calm down." He said, "Well, how you gonna do it?" And I didn't know what he did. You know, I just knew him from, you know,
your brother's
friend, you know. And so I said, well, every comedian wants to get on television because it enhances their profile. But there are only a certain amount of television stations and only a certain amount of television shows. I said, but there is a radio. I said, radio is just like television. It's media. I said, and there is a radio station in every city in America. I have to be good enough to get on at least one of them. And he looked at me and he was like, damn. So after we got out of class, when class let out, he said, hey, were you serious about what you said? I was like, yeah, very. He said, well, tonight, come host the Step Show at Texas Southern with me. I'm gonna call you on stage. You gonna host it. I was like, damn, okay. Now I'm nervous. I went and I called my brother. I'm like, hey, what am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You ain't got no material. You ain't got no material.
I ain't got no material. And he like, well, why don't you do that one joke when you was talking about such and such? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do that. And then so I did that. I went and I played off the crowd. Man, they loved it, you know. And he was like really impressed with it. So fast forward about 5 years, and now I'm on the morning show in Baton Rouge. And now what's crazy is, I don't think you knew this one, but I was actually working on the air, co-hosting a night show with Tweezy in Houston.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So y'all was sending it back to Houston from Baton Rouge.
Well, no, I when I came after school, I was in Houston working at the radio station.
Right. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember you was back in Houston.
That's how I met him.
Okay.
So we left there because they flipped our format to country, just like Martin. It was literally just like Martin. It was just like Martin.
So they went to Weehawk.
Yeah, we went. I think they steal country too, by the way.
Damn, so they must have made some bread then.
They steal country. And what's crazy is, so I used to always, because I started writing for the morning show of our station. And I used to always say, man, we could do a much better job than our morning show, man. We need to do mornings. So I ran that game for about 6-8 months. And lo and behold, they flipped the format, and he had an opportunity to come to Baton Rouge. He was like, come with me. So that's how I got there. But fast forward 5 years from when I hosted that show with Marcus. Marcus was, you know, producing hits from the streets and, you know, doing his thing in comedy and whatnot. And we were at the BET Awards. And I remember I was behind the rope.
in the GED section.
No, I mean I was in the VIP. Like,
oh, I think you behind the rope. I'm talking about like the other side of the rope where you just
no. I'm behind the rope. I'm where he's trying to get to. And he looked at me and he was like, yo. And I looked back at him and I was like, yeah, I told you. I literally told you this. You know? And so that really, you know, I ain't trying to, you know, get off subject or anything like that, but I've always been the kind of person where everything I do is intentional, man. Like anything in terms of my career that has happened, nah, man, I plan that, every single thing. And like I say what I want, I think about it, and I focus on it, and there's no other option. In no way do I think that I'm not gonna do that. In no way. Like, I'm just that crazy that I think that I can do this. Like that's just me, you know. Like, after I left the radio station here in Baton Rouge, I was working at Playboy Radio in LA.
Playboy, is this on satellite?
It was on Dash.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I would have to go out there once a month to, you know, record all these shows and, you know, hang out and do these different things and all that. But even as accidental as it happened, I said, I'm going to get out there. But I didn't know how and didn't care how. I just knew I was getting out there to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I've been very fortunate. You know, don't get me wrong. I think it's, you know, I don't know if it's because of me. You know, I don't know if it's because of my thoughts or anything like that, but it is a coincidence, and I'm gonna keep doing it because it makes me feel like it works.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing that's ill is that when you wonder sometimes you like, when you look back, you're like, yo, like, was that all intentional? Like intentional, you plan out shit. But there's a whole bunch of people that do the same shit you do, and they still
right.
At point A.
Right. So why would it work for me and not them, or vice versa? You know what I'm saying? Like one thing that I always make it a point to do, man, I'm real big on my thoughts. Like I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like in my room, I would plaster all types of affirmations. You know, even now when I go to sleep with meditation in my ear, you know, telling me I am amazing, I am wonderful, you know, all these other things. If I go to Starbucks and I order, you know, a venti mocha, when they ask me what my name is, I say amazing. They already know it. When I walk in now, they be like, oh, it's Mr. Amazing. Like, and I do that because we get so caught up in believing things that are not really true about ourselves. We can believe all the negative stuff that we want, but when it's something positive, we don't believe that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, you know, it's my thoughts on me. Mm-hmm. If somebody else doesn't agree, I don't really care, because their opinion should not hold that much weight.
And most of the time, it's not you, it's somebody else. When it comes to certain situations, business, personal, whatever, it ain't even you sometimes. And you don't know what they even going through they mental to even affect. You only can choose what you can do.
And that's the thing. I really only focus on the things that I can control. Like, what is my role in things? You know, I can't control what somebody thinks about me or says about me. You know, I just said this yesterday. Like, when it comes to my dealings with people, I don't operate under expectations. You know, I don't expect you to do anything, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that I remove expectations because I can't control what you do. I can't control what you say or how you think or how you respond, but I can control how I think and how I respond. So my thought process is, well, I can't make somebody respect me, but I can respect them. You see what I'm saying? I can't offer that respect.